ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone in between, welcome back to the You Wouldn't podcast. It's just me. It's just Pat by myself, all alone. Now, if you're sitting there going, well, that's annoying because I prefer Will on the podcast, turn off right now then, cunt, because he's not going to be on today. You're going to be stuck with me. And if you only listen to Will and you only like this podcast because Will, then never listen again, cunt, and fuck yourself. Now, Will's sick. He's at home. And look, I'm not going to go too hard in on him because, like, he's not here to defend himself, but he's a fucking coward, brah, that cunt. Like, he had a couple cold shivers overnight. Like, grow the fuck up. Then he calls me at midday being like, dude, I reckon maybe I could record. Do you reckon maybe? I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Like, either do it or don't. Like, don't fucking sit here and say you've got cold shivers. Now you can record all of a sudden. Before our Sydney show, he fucking calls me being like, oh, I can hardly talk properly and all this shit. I had to go drop him cough lollies. Had to take him a get well soon card. All these like gifts from the bakery and shit. Also, he can just fucking go to a show. Like, I don't know. He's a bit of a coward. But we're here. What we're doing is something a little bit different today. We're going to play Meet the Studio. So as you know, we've moved studios and we're going to meet everyone one by one. They're going to join us on the hot seat. But that's going to be a little bit after I've got a few things to say. Now, it's going to be kind of like the team who does the real hard yakka. It's not going to be our podcast fathers, Tom and Eddie from Hello Sport, who we will get on the podcast soon. We're also going to get Wee Meanwell on the podcast soon. Now, neither of them have confirmed that, but because I've just said it, they kind of will feel entitled to now. Because if I'm like, oh, well, our audience is expecting you, then it's kind of like, well, you can't be shit cunt. So stay toxic. Now, a few things I want to talk about. Off the bat, I want to talk about some fucking cunt. So we posted a TikTok clip earlier in the week, and it was me laughing about how Will said he didn't have time to date, right? Hilarious. Really good clip. Went well. Most people found the humor in it, except one fucking tool bag who decides to stitch the video. Now, this cunt stitches the video and he's like, oh, it's so rude that the other guy didn't even use my name. He was calling Will by his name and he'd call me the other guy. And he'd be like that he's roasting Will. And like, I think it's real mature of Will. And it's like, listen, you dumb cunt. Where did you lose your sense of humor in all of this? And he was, the camera was close to his face. He's since deleted it, the pussy. But the camera was so close to his face, and I'm going to say something that a lot of you aren't going to like, and it might sound a little bit fucked at first, but I need to justify it. I hate men with painted nails. Now, don't just hear me out. I don't hate men expressing themselves. I don't hate the fact that men do paint their nails. Like, if you want to show off yourself in that way, absolutely, I'm glad for you. I've just never seen a man suit nail polish. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just hate when a man wears it because I've never once looked and been like, oh, you suit that. So if you want to express yourself and everything, I'm all for that. That's not what I'm trying to say. But this cunt had his painted nails so close to the camera, and it's just a bit gross for me. Like, it's like when girls wear lipstick and lip gloss. It just grosses me out. Same as that. So this cunt's going like, and the other guy was so rude, this and that. Fuck you, mate. Have a fucking laugh in life. Like, get a sense of humor, you fuckwit. And he said he was a DJ. It just all makes sense. Some wannabe fucking DJ. Fuck you. And, yeah, that's what pissed me off for the week. Went out for a nice family dinner Friday night. Had to convince my family to all get out because they don't leave the house. And then they were like, oh, yeah, my sister's just got her uni number, right? Which means she can be like her teacher number from uni. So she's not even qualified uni yet. And we all go out for this mad dinner, balloons, popping champagne because my sister got a teaching number. Where was this when I sold out a fucking show in Sydney? Where was this when I fucking succeed at my podcast? Like, my family only celebrate things like set milestones, like university and shit like that. And I'm feeling a little bit excluded at home. And it's kind of like, hang on a second. Since when has anyone in this whole fucking family got 100,000 TikTok followers? Like, I'm sorry. Like, when has anyone in our family's history done that? When has anyone sold over 300 seats to a live show and performed on stage? No one in our family's ever done that. And I can't even get a bit of fucking cheesecake to say thank you. It's just, I just feel it's a bit, my sister didn't even finish uni yet. She just got her teacher number. Like, are you fucking shitting me off, mum? Bro, congratulations, balloons, champagne flying everywhere. And you know what I said in the middle of dinner? I said, this was nice for me to celebrate my milestones, wasn't it, everybody? And everyone said, shut up. So that's another thing that's pissed me off this week. But I'm going to bring it down a bit. I'm going to talk about my life. I started the carnivore diet. Now, the carnivore diet's when you eat basically nothing but meat, seafood, and eggs. Now, I hate seafood, so all I eat is meat and eggs. And I know you cunts are going to be like, oh, it's not good. You got to have fruit. I'm trying it for 30 days. That's it. I'm giving it 30 days because apparently you feel like you have the world's biggest cock on it. You know what I mean? And some days I feel like I have that, but I really want to know what it really feels like. Apparently it makes you stop snoring, which I think I could do with. Helps with sleep apnea. Helps with weight loss. Look, I could shed a few kilos, let's be honest. But that's not top of my priority list. I'm already a handsome guy. So it's okay. It's just like, I don't know. It's probably not great to be listening to TikTok and going, I'm going to try it. But I've done a bit more research. It's meant to be like a keto diet, which I'm not a huge fan of. It like burns fat instead of carbs because I'm pretty much eating no carbs. But I'm not going to lie, bro. It's pretty mad. I had fucking minced meat and bacon and eggs for breakfast. Like, how's that a diet, cunt? I go home and cook a Wagyu steak tonight. Wagyu K9 steak or something. M9. So that's pretty good. I'm 2 days in. I'm going to do it for 30 days straight. I'm going to stick to it. No fruit, no veggie, nothing. Could be fucked for me. I'm not sure. But I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'm just going to talk about a little bit of shit, to be honest. This is one for the girls. So I went for my little swim today, as I do every day. And I was with Jackson today, and I went down there, and there was this girl there she was kind of like filming content. Like she had herself, like she was filming herself kind of looking out into the ocean, then going for a swim. And sometimes I don't go with Jackson. I'm by myself and she's there. And I want to know, how do I approach her in a non-weird way? Like genuinely just like, because when I'm there by myself, it'd be nice to have a friend there who's always there also. And it's kind of like we've seen each other enough now where it would just be nice to be like, hey, how are you? And have a chat. But I don't want to come across as a weird cunt like hitting on a girl at the beach. So how do I just friendly, as a friend, form a friendship here? So then when we're both at the beach together, we can have a little chitty chat. That's what I want to know. How do I make... Because if I just go up to her and I'm like, hey, how are you? It's just kind of like, fuck off, you weird cunt. You know what I mean? So what's a good way? I was thinking of being like, oh, I've seen you like shooting a bit of content. Like, I do a little bit of content myself. What are you doing? Like, is that a way to do it? Is that kind of like, shut up, you dickhead? Like, I'm not too sure, but I want a friend at the beach for when Jackson doesn't come. And I was going to speak to her today, but I was kind of like, oh, it's a bit like boy mentality. You know what I mean? Like two guys being like, oh, hey, like, I don't know, it just grossed me out. So I didn't. But next time I'm going to have to, because it's getting at the stage now where if I don't say hi soon, it's too late. And it's like, well, we've been here, we've seen each other 5 times now. Why the fuck haven't you said hi already? That's where I'm at with that. And that's about it, guys. I'm really starting to run low here. I don't even know if that was entertaining. I just wanted to give it a shot. I just wanted to go on a little rant. Zack Bryan brought out the hook to spit on that thing in the Nashville concert and talk about a power couple. So no one can find this girl. Her identity's hidden. No one knows who the fuck she is. Everyone's saying she's a teacher. Wrong. Everyone was saying her dad's a pastor. Wrong. Everything's wrong. Zack Bryan brings her out on stage and his girlfriend Brianna gets her for her first ever interview. How's that for couple fucking goals, bruh? So now she's done her first ever interview with Brianna, who's leaked it, and been on stage with Zack Bryan. Like, talk about living your best fucking life. That's the ultimate power couple move. And I want to date a cowgirl. That's what I've decided. And that's all I've got, guys. What more do you want from me? What more can I give? How was that?
That was good. That was impressive. You spoke for 9 minutes 30 straight.
That's all right.
Without anyone to bounce off.
That's not bad. But like, was it entertaining? Guys, take it easy on me. I only found out a couple hours ago I was doing this solo, and no, I didn't really put in much prep into it, if I'm honest, because I was busy cooking my carnivore diet. All right. Now I'm going to call to the stand Jack Sapono to join us. The first of getting to know the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're at home, please give Jack a warm round of applause. Thank you for coming, mate. Appreciate it. So, Jack, as you know, if you've been staying up to date with the podcast, as a loyal listener, which you all should be, is Kyle's brother, OG producer.
Can you tell?
Kyle's in Asia, living his best life, and Jack stepped up. So, Jack, thank you for stepping up.
No worries. Pleasure.
How
Always
have you
a pleasure.
found the first couple weeks working with us?
It's pretty fun, I reckon. It's not a bad setup, not going to lie.
Yeah?
I think I was excited, and then I was like, oh, fuck, not excited. But then now...
Oh, fuck, so you dreaded it. You dreaded coming
I just hate working, eh? I'm not a very good... I don't want to say this because...
Say it.
No, because that'd be bad for like my future employment record.
Well,
I'll just be honest. I don't like... Who likes working? I like working in places that are fun.
That you want to work at.
Oh, it sounds obvious, you know, but I was like,
no, but some people just slave away a 9 to 5 just cause.
Yeah.
And
See,
like
can't
some
do that.
people have called me lazy before. I'll be honest. I hate work with a passion.
Yeah, same.
I've done everything in my willpower in life to get through easily. I'm not afraid. You know, people are like, oh, just go down and put your head down and save money. Fuck no, mate. I'll fucking do what I want to do, cunt. And if you're going to slave away and live a fucking boring as fuck life for a bit more money, sucks to be you.
I agree.
That's how I see it.
I agree.
But I'll work hard when I want. Like, I really worked hard on this podcast.
Yeah, because it's fun.
Because it's fun and I want to do it.
And that's the thing. I think when I came in and I realized it was fun, I was like, okay, this isn't actually work. This is just fun.
Well, how was it when there was a poll put in the Facebook group? Who's got the hotter voice, Kyle or Jack?
Oh.
And look, I'm not sure if you've seen the results, but
I didn't even know there was a Facebook
your
group.
brother's about 100 times a
No.
sexier voice, according to the listeners. So you got
Fucking hell.
absolutely polarized
Really?
in that. Absolutely polarized.
Fuck, I didn't even know there was a Facebook group. I'm going to have to start getting onto this.
Oh,
eh?
dude, like,
Okay, I'll be honest. Kyle has a good voice.
he does.
Not in a sexual way.
No, you can be
obviously.
sexual.
Sure. Okay, well, my brother has a sexual voice.
That's a bit weird.
Kyle's a good singer. If you didn't know that
Really?
about him. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm writing that down,
yeah.
dude. He's kept that hidden.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's a pretty good singer.
What kind of shit? Oh my God, I'm
He's
going to
just
make him
good.
sit in that chair and sing.
And I used to want to be a good singer, and I always thought I was a better singer, and I'd be like, Mum, I'm a better singer, but Mum would be like, no, Jack, like Kyle is the
so-
better singer.
Like, would he do singing in school and stuff?
Yeah, like low key. Like he
Wow, so
we
he
were in
keeps
the
it
choir.
hidden.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude. Oh, he's going to hate you when he comes in and I make
Yeah.
him sing.
I didn't think
I
about that,
love a
but-
good singer.
Yeah.
If
He'll
there's
sing for
one
you.
job I'd want to, would he sing for us or would he be like, no,
If
no?
you peer pressured him, he would give in to peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure's a great thing for that reason.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be. It's a bit frowned upon, peer pressure, actually.
I think it can be great at times.
I reckon if there was one job I'd want to do in the world, like I could do it to my best ability, I reckon I'd be a singer.
Oh,
Like if someone was like, you can have the talent to do any job you want to do.
if you were good.
I reckon it'd be the best thing ever, bro.
Yeah, it would be for sure.
And I always sing, like I'm always just singing. And one time Nathan, Shep,
Yeah.
he was in the back of the car and he was stoned out of his mind. And he was like,
Good singer.
so we get, we get home and then he's like to Will, oh, I think Pat really wants to actually be a singer, bruh. So he full starts spinning himself out being like, Pat wants to be a proper singer. So then next time we're in the car and he's stoned again, I'm like, oh, boys, I turn down all the music. I'm like, I need to say something to you. And everyone else was in on it. And we're like, yeah, what? I was like, I think I genuinely want to be a singer. And they were like, oh, we'll like properly sing for us. So, bro, I stopped the car, bruh, and I full start belting out this song. And he's in the back seat, stoned out of his mind, thinking this is me auditioning. And he full gave me feedback for like 5 minutes, bro. He's like, dude, I think you hit that note really well, but I really think a few lessons and you could maybe like go, bruh. And then we all just started losing it, laughing, bro. What an absolute idiot. But couple more things, Jack.
Yeah. Hit me.
While you're in the hot seat, we spoke about you traveling with Will.
Yes.
Now he's not here. And as I said,
Yeah.
we're not going to go too hard on him because he can't defend himself.
Yeah.
But how are you going to approach the him not ever shutting the fuck up thing? Because it is quite annoying. Even when I hang out with Will on a day-to-day basis, sometimes I'm like, God, I'd just love to sit here on my phone in a little bit of peace and quiet.
I actually don't. To be honest, I said yes to going with him before I thought about any of those things.
Wow.
So
Huge.
in full honesty, like I've only really been thinking about them after the flights were booked. And
So so you're telling me there's a world where if the flights weren't booked, you potentially wouldn't be going?
100%. No, now I'm excited to go, but like, you know what I mean? If the flights weren't booked, like, I'd probably just be like, oh, you know, like, it's too hard to organize like, it's just easier to just not do something, you know?
Yeah.
It's always easier to not do something. But there's never any reward in not doing something. Like, you only get reward out of the things that you possibly might be uncomfortable, but also will probably be fun.
That is a great point. He is great to travel with, but
see, I don't think
there's
I've
just
ever
a
really...
few little things.
Oh, yeah?
That I think.
Can you give me a couple pointers then? Because
I think you've just got to be blunt and upfront with him. And it's like, hey, brah, can I just please have some peace and quiet? That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
He's got to, and I think you've got to... I know he said you can pick all the food places and stuff.
I know, that's a lot.
But I think you've really got to push for it and be like, listen, Will, like...
I know.
I am on holidays. I want to experience this food. Like, what you're about to eat, you can get back in Australia. Like, you got to push him to get outside his boundaries there a little, because he would have said hot chips and nuggets.
He definitely just said that on the pod because it was recorded.
Or maybe offer like, okay, if we go for dinner there,
you can pick breakfast tomorrow.
But then can we go to a restaurant after that and I'll eat separate? You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what you got to do. Because when we were in New Zealand, I think we went to the same steakhouse like 3 nights in a row. Yeah. And I'm just like, we'll just go, like whatever, we'll just go.
Yeah.
But
nothing against it, like nothing against his food choices.
No, actually, not at all. But I think when you're traveling, I don't have an overly broad range of taste buds either, but I still want to explore when I'm traveling, like different cuisines and shit like that.
I think that's like one of the main points about traveling. So
yeah, you're big on it, eh?
Which his points about traveling are probably the complete opposite. So that's one thing.
Well, I don't know what Will's points of traveling are.
Neither.
He doesn't like sightseeing. He doesn't like food. He hates different cultures. Like, I'm not sure why Will gets excited to travel, as a matter of fact. Because he went to Bali with his whole family, and he came back and he said, Bali was the best thing ever. I didn't leave my villa once. And I was like, wait, so you just stayed in a mega mansion in Bali and just never left? He goes, dude, it's actually not that bad. I'm like, you didn't even experience it, you weird cunt.
I think he likes traveling to like see people.
Yes.
You know, like he'll fly across the world. He will fly across the world just to see like something, an hour or two with someone.
That's so true, because you're staying with Naomi and
we are,
Jordan,
but
they're not even going to be there.
They're not even going to be there anymore.
So I reckon that's a real dunt in his...
I reckon he's going to be off it, because I reckon that was like one of the main reasons we were going to America, was to spend one night with them.
Yeah,
so,
I actually don't know why.
So yeah, now the pressure's on. Now we're actually going to have to entertain each other.
And last but not least, before we thank you for coming on the hot seat, when do you think you'll propose to your girlfriend?
That's something that I don't know.
Not sure. Is it in the works at all? Is it like... Because you've been with your girlfriend for 3 years?
I've been with Chloe for 3 years.
Yeah.
But I feel...
it's a strong relationship,
yeah,
though, you know?
Everyone loves her.
Yeah. Oh, she's amazing.
My friends love
you
her
two together
more than they love me. So, I think my parents like her more than like me. But to be honest, like, I don't know. I just try not to think about it.
Okay.
If you were in a relationship for 3 years, how old are you, Pat? 24?
I'm 25.
25. What would you be thinking?
Oh, shit. I reckon if I met a girl tomorrow, right? And it just went off instantly, boom. I reckon when I got to 28, maybe I'd be like, okay, maybe I could consider. Okay, I want to live with them first.
Yeah, but what if you were 25 and what if you've already been in a relationship for 3 years? Like, how long do you think you have to be in a relationship for before you can propose? I was thinking about this today, actually.
I think you've got to be with him for at least 3 years before you propose.
Oh, yeah?
There's people who go, we went on a few dates, and then after 3 months we got proposed. I was like, hang on a second, cunt. You probably haven't even shit in front of your partner yet.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And you're about to whip a ring out.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I think 3 years is the minimum. I reckon 4's great.
Yeah. I
reckon after 4 years you should kind of say, okay, am I going to marry this person, or I should probably let them go?
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
I think the longer the better. The longer is more of a luxury.
Yes.
But like, and a luxury that not everyone can afford.
I think you should live together as well to really get to know, because you live with your partner.
Yeah, I've been staying with Chloe. Yeah. We haven't when I've been in Sydney, like we haven't stayed away from each other for like a night in the last 2 years.
Yeah. And it's still going well.
Yeah.
which is a great sign.
Great, yeah.
Because, I mean, you get married. Well, you probably move in together before you get married.
Yeah.
And then...
But you might not have that long.
But, yeah.
Because you've probably already been dating for a few years before you move in. And then you've only got a few months or so. Until, like, everything happens.
Because it's really make or break. I moved in with my ex. We broke up after 3 months.
Oh, so the moving in was...
the move... it was kind of...
But it didn't.
I won't go into
detail
help. Of why we broke up, but
it definitely.
Look, let's just say it could have been avoided, whether or not we lived together or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, not sure. Wow, how much will you spend on a ring?
Well, I actually watched a really interesting documentary called "Nothing Lasts Forever," and it's about diamonds. And maybe that's a chat for another time. But it basically talks about how diamonds are worthless. That's of any interest to you.
So you're gonna not buy a diamond ring?
I don't know. Me and Chloe were watching it and we were freaking out. You know, it's like the whole diamond thing. It's like a marketing ploy from this one company called De Beers. Like they just sold the diamond as like when you get engaged, you're supposed to give them a diamond. It was like an ad that.
So it's not actually worth much. The diamond itself.
Well, diamonds are one of the most common rare materials in the world. They have vaults of them. There's one company that owns all the diamonds in the world.
Oh, dude.
And they've got them in vaults and they just control the supply. So they leave the demand really high. And now you can make diamonds, like you can make them synthetically and you can't tell the difference. Like there's zero difference. So what they've started doing in China, where they get polished, the cunts have just started mixing in fake ones and then scrambling it because you can't tell the fucking difference.
So there's like girls are walking around with big rocks thinking they're fucking...
There's like an 80% chance or something that your diamond is fake.
Wow.
Unless you've got it from like a really, really
Unless
authorized...
you've mined it yourself.
Yeah, that's like the only way to know for sure that it's real. Anyway, super fucked up.
All right.
Anyway, very interesting. But they started the fucking thing where you have to spend... I don't know, 75% of your salary on it. They created all of these
just
numbers.
Rolling around in cash, laughing at everyone.
Yeah, De Beers. His name, their fucking name's De Beers. It's
fucking
fucked.
De Beers, you cunt.
Anyway.
All right. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks for having me, Pat.
Coming on the hot seat. Anyone would like to volunteer as tribute next? Cody's up. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the hot seat, Cody. Thank you, Cody. All right, Cody.
That was good. I enjoyed that with Jack.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack. We're going to get straight into... Look, we've been having astronomical amounts of feedback on our artwork and our graphic design and everything. And look, everything inside me just wants to say, hey, guys, I've just upped my game a little bit, but I'm not allowed to. I can't claim it because Cody is the great man who does it. So give us a little bit of a background on, let's say, your role here at the studio and, like, your experience.
So I've been at the studio here at Hello Sport or Shane Keith for 6 months.
Yep.
I got the job kind of on a whim. Like I was studying and I was on like my like mid-sem break, I guess, like over summer.
Wait, studying graphic design?
Yeah, studying graphic design. I'd studied radio like 5 years ago, so I had a bit of background in like editing and all that. And then I was halfway through studying graphic design and the job came up at Hello Sport. Like they just like said it on their podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, hectic. Like that'd be awesome. And then I spent, because I had all this time. So I was a bartender student, basically. I had all this time because I was on break. And I didn't have a portfolio, bro. Like I was literally halfway through studying. Like
fuck, you had to make your own portfolio.
Yeah, so I just like built a portfolio from scratch.
So what would you put in there then? What designs and shit?
So
did you design stuff for them in the portfolio?
Yeah. So like I was obviously at the time primarily like trying to get a job at Hello Sport. So like I made the whole portfolio just look like a Hello Sport document. And then I just came up, like I just made up like merch designs, like thumbnail designs. Like I just made up all these concepts that weren't real.
Fuck yeah.
And then Tom, like eventually, I think like Tobler got back to me initially. And then Tom got back to me after like a month and was like, do you want to come in for an interview?
And yeah, the rest is history.
And just got it, yeah.
All right, you mentioned merch. Now, me and Will historically flopped when we did merchandise. Now, you'll all be pleased to know next time we do merchandise, it won't be me and Will designing it. When I say you wouldn't merch, what's the first thing that comes to your... Like, what if you could just tease a little idea of what comes to mind for the listener?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's
go T-shirt. Let's do T-shirts and hats.
Well, we've spoken about a T-shirt already.
We have briefly, yeah.
Which may or may not be in the works.
Yes.
You haven't even seen or know about this, but it's in the works.
There you go, guys. Well, there you fucking go.
Is that a good insight? Is that good enough?
That's a good insight.
Yeah.
We're talking
T-shirt.
like, because the new colours, the orange and the cream,
Yeah.
they're hot. Like, that
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
really make shit work. Like,
Yeah.
Are you confident that we can make some hot merch?
Oh, bro. Yeah, it's going to look sick. It's going to be so sick.
So we don't even know
Well, I
what's
was
happening.
frothing when you guys were like, oh, we're doing cream and orange. I was like, yes, dude.
Yeah, that's good to work with.
Yeah, it's great. And I think the set looks great. Like this orange light is
Yeah,
awesome.
the set does look good. If you're listening, you're a loser. Go on YouTube and you can see the set. All right. Now, you've got a nickname around here, Tote Bags.
Yeah.
What's that? I don't even know this. I was just kind of like the new kid in school where you just kind of go along with the joke and laugh. But I'm going to put my hand up and say, I don't even know why you're called Tote Bags, and I didn't have the balls to say, what's that mean? And now that I'm here, I can. So I was just kind of the new kid, like, Tote Bags, that's funny. And I don't even fucking know what it was.
So you got no idea?
I've got no idea. I'm assuming it's like a tote bag, like a bag.
Do you have any, like, why did that, like...
Maybe you like them, I don't know. I'm just assuming you always have a tote bag or some shit.
Well... Well, I don't know. I guess so. I live in the inner west in Sydney, which is like, I guess, sort of like a place where sort of people are renowned for wearing tote bags, I guess.
Okay.
And I was the only one at the time. Obviously, Felix is from the inner west now as well. But like when I started, I was the only one from the inner west. Tom and Eddie from the eastern suburbs.
Okay.
And then I think Eddie made a joke one day that was like, "Oh, everyone from the inner west like wears tote bags. We should make a line of totes called Cody Totes."
Oh, and that's how it started.
And then it kind of just rolled off the tongue well. So I think it just kind of stuck.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel like I'm a part of the cool kid crew.
Do you have a nickname?
No. Nah.
Is your full name Pat?
Patrick.
Patrick.
Did
your mum call you Patrick like when you're in trouble?
Yeah. That's when you know shit's serious. Like if I've got a missus and she says Patrick, it's like all shit's about to
Do you
go
get scared?
down. Oh, shit my pants. I've never had like PC, Pat Clifton PC. I reckon that's a boring one. Some people call me Sipes.
Sipes?
Because so my mate Toops, it's like my best friend, his PS name used to be Hoop Snipes _U. And as a piss take, I made mine Cliff Snipes _U, but I misspelt Snipes and it said Sipes.
Yeah, right.
So my PlayStation name's Cliff Sipes. Well, now everyone knows my PlayStation name. But so sometimes people call me Sipes, so that's about it. I want a cool nickname, but nothing's really stuck.
Maybe you could just try and like, I don't know, post on the You Wouldn't page as like an anonymous
It's so
member
cringe. Like, hey, how cringe is it asking someone to give you a nickname?
Yeah.
Because again, Toby's name's Toby Hooper, and I nicknamed him Toops. Like Toby and Hoops.
Yeah, makes
people
sense.
So I call him Toops. Now I've got a fat tattoo saying Toops on me.
Oh, fully.
And I'm proud that I made that nickname up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But poor old Pat gets left for dead. Just again, like my family dinner. No one giving a fuck about celebrating me. But that's all right.
You should ask Tom and Eddie. They're good for nicknames.
Again, it's a bit cringe.
It's too forced.
It's like, hey guys, give me a nickname. It's like, shut up, dickhead. Sit in, like, who are you? Know what I mean?
Yeah, valid.
It's got to come natural.
That's valid.
Like tote bag, that's just natural.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, 3 things to wrap up the hot seat.
Yeah, go on.
3 of your biggest hobbies outside of work.
3 of my biggest hobbies outside of work.
Now I know you work fucking hard, so I know you're in the office a lot.
Yeah. Good question. I play soccer, obviously, so I guess that counts as one.
All right.
Big soccer
Yeah,
guy.
that's one.
I don't know if this counts as outside of work, but like drawing, I guess. Like I'm an illustrator.
Would you ever be okay? Does someone who loves graphic design, like, does tattooing interest you? Or
yeah,
like,
for sure. I don't think I ever would. Like, I don't think I would ever get into it, but I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
And I find I don't have any tattoos. I don't plan on getting any, but I find the concept of like tattooing, just super interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
And every time someone's like I've done tattoos, I've designed tattoos for
designing
people before.
I reckon designing tattoos is sick.
Yeah. Which is kind of my job, I guess, in essence, like just fucking drawing random shit. But yeah, I guess, I would say so, to answer your question.
We need a third hobby.
Third hobby. Jeez, you put me on the spot here a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't prepped any of them, as a matter of fact.
I don't know. Honestly, I would say like 80% of my time outside of work, I'm literally just like hanging out with my mates. I live in an area where like all my mates live in share houses like super close to me.
Yeah,
like I literally have 4 mates that live in a house like the street over.
Yeah, that's
so we're always just like, I don't know, we're doing whatever.
Yeah.
Hanging out, playing board games.
Fucking oath, guys.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause, please, for Tote Bags, motherfuckers.
Thanks, bro.
Graphic designer. Thank you, dear friend. Next to the stage, I call who is available. Felix. Let's go. Felix, a little bit of a longer walk. He was sitting more towards the back, so it's going to drag on the clap. Thank you very much for being here. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go first things first. The most recent employer.
Correct.
At Shane Keith Studios. Just give us the rundown, bruh. Straight into it.
I'm a bit nervous. I think it's the first time I've been in front of a camera or behind a microphone.
Dude, it's going to get weird. I want you to know that.
I'm prepared for it to get weird.
It's going to get real weird.
I am prepared for that. So to give you a bit of the rundown, I've been here. Do I look in the camera or am I looking at you? So this is already wigging me out.
Look at me, I reckon.
All right, I'll go for you.
Well, I might not look at you because I've got a fucked neck, bro. Like, I think it's broken. I woke up and it's been absolutely fucked.
Right, and
so, like, if I'm kind of twitching a bit, just ignore it.
Okay. So you're not being rude?
No, I'm not being rude. It's not you. I tend to stare off. I always look at the turbo photo up there.
Right.
We've got wheelchair basketball playing that I can't help but watch.
Yeah, it's a good game.
It's a great game.
Cracker that I was watching that one. I will try and do all of it.
Oh, dude, if
maybe
you can.
Both eyes facing different
If you can go
directions.
cross-eyed, even better.
I can give it a go. There's not really much to say. I'm sure no one's interested in my background at all, to be honest with you. So
the amount of messages we've got saying, tell us Felix's background. And I just thought, well, it's not going to... I wouldn't do it just telling your background from my perspective.
DMs, so many people hitting you up.
Our
like,
Instagram's full. We're not allowed... We physically can't get any more messages.
Okay. So let me try and alleviate some of that pressure there.
Yeah, please.
I work in sales and partnerships, which is already a bit of a salesy word. But basically, I work with brands that want to work with any of the shows that we have under this lovely roof here. Is that right? I don't know, man.
Felix.
I can give a bit more personal background, like who I am, what do I get up to, that kind of stuff. Is that what you're interested in?
I'm going to dive into that.
Okay, maybe I'll leave it to you.
Well, I want to firstly talk. You're wearing a lovely jumper, right?
Oh yeah,
dare I say it looks a little bit thrifted, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a thrifty man.
Because you've got a bit of a thrift background.
Would it surprise you? And I'm not exaggerating when I say this, and it might gross some people out, but can I swear? Yeah, I guess of course you can. I've heard what you guys say.
No. We've never sworn.
Okay, well, then let me be the first. If you're grossed out by what I'm about to say, then you can get fucked.
Yes,
and
please.
I solidly mean that. But actually, every single thing I'm wearing today is secondhand, and that wasn't intentional. It just does sometimes happen, all the way down to the shoes. The socks, I will admit that I
underwear?
got them from Kmart. The underwear is Kmart.
Okay, thank you. That was the little bit of the concerning part.
Yeah. I don't go crazy buying secondhand underwear.
Yeah. Well, I'd hope not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's not where I'm about. But yeah, everything else is secondhand. I'm a bit of a thrifty man.
I don't think that's gross, but
I think people get a bit grossed out about shoes sometimes, which I think is like...
Well, you can just fucking wash the cunts.
I didn't.
No, well, that's also fine. Too bad if they had tinea.
I think it's just like I've got a sock on.
Yeah, that's true. But do you ever wake up and be like, can't be fuck socks and just raw dog it?
No, see, that's gross.
That's gross?
Yeah, and I just hope that the person that had these before didn't do that.
Yeah.
And like...
Well, if they did, that's fucked.
Yeah, but I choose to live in kind of a space which is don't ask, don't tell.
Ignorance is bliss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just assuming the person that had these had lovely feet.
Yeah.
Not that I've got a foot thing. That's just immediately
Well, I mean, they would have been a very...
It.
Like, what size foot are you?
I'm a 13, a US 13.
So am I. But your foot looks a lot bigger than mine.
I think it's because these Asics, these Tigers, are quite a narrow shoe. This is probably not interesting to anyone again.
I find it interesting because I've got a fat foot, so I can't wear narrow shoes.
Because those Maxis are a little bit of a wider shoe,
Yeah.
right? And I think these make my feet look a little bit longer because they're slightly
They do.
narrow.
I'm not going to lie to you, brother. Your feet look long.
Whereas if I had like an Air
Which
Force,
is not a bad thing because long
all right.
feet means ginormous cock.
but also long human. So like if I had small feet,
Weird.
quite odd. I'd probably fall over as well. I'd be like
Absolutely.
off balance.
It'd be really weird. All right, so then you also sell secondhand
occasionally.
clothes.
Yeah.
What's the like? What is that?
Mostly Depop now. I used to make my own clothing a fair bit, and then
That's sick.
I also used to do a lot of like market stalls with a couple of my mates.
Yeah.
They were much more serious about it. They studied fashion themselves.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I just did it more as a hobby because I thought like if I thrift a lot, I can kind of fund my thrifting habit by selling the stuff that I find, because not only was I finding stuff for myself, but I could find stuff that I knew was better value, like it was worth more than what they were selling it for. So I could resell it to the right person.
Okay.
So essentially people pay me to find them stuff in a weird way.
Yeah. So you'll go to a shop. You'll go to, say you go to Newtown, right? Notoriously a bit of a thrifty area.
Yeah. I tend not to thrift there though, not to...
Wow.
Yeah.
Any reason in particular?
Oh, it's just rinsed. Everyone...
There you
and
go.
it's always been like that. And it's also more expensive. And like,
Okay.
you want to go... The best places to go are like rich places because they tend not to like secondhand clothes.
Yeah,
And they tend to throw out
real
nice clothes.
Yeah, okay.
So your eastern suburbs, your kind of your Mossmans, that kind of stuff. They're gonna
don't give away your secret spots.
Well, they're not my secret spots. They're just the entry level ones. I've got secrets.
We're going deep, baby.
You're not getting my secrets.
So you walk in there and you see a nice jumper, right? Mm-hmm. And it's on sale for $40, and you're like, "Hang on a second, cunt. That's worth $80."
Yeah,
you'll buy it and flog it.
Probably not that price difference. It's probably more like when I find something. Yeah, that's a tough one because you then, like, after the fees and everything, it's like, once again, this can't be interesting to anyone, I'm sure. But
I like it.
The fees and all that's a bit much, but it's more like if it fits me, I'll buy it if I like it because I just like clothes, and I've got way too much already, and I think there's nothing wrong with buying secondhand clothing. Too many people buying new stuff, so I don't mind buying secondhand.
Well, it's fast fashion.
It is fast fashion, unfortunately. So I think the only ethical way to buy clothing, not to get or deep dive into that, but is by buying secondhand. So I try to do that as much as possible. But yeah, if I see something nice, originally I'll actually kind of message my friends that I think might like it. I basically source a lot of stuff for people.
You're just a good human,
I wouldn't go that far.
That's
but,
a nice thing to do.
I like to message people when I think that they particularly it'll resonate with them. Like if it's, if say, for instance, if I found a really nice Roosters jersey, I might message you and say, hey, do you want this Roosters jersey? If I knew it was going to fit you.
And then so we're in the shop. You're in the shop. You send me a photo of it.
We can go shopping if you want to.
But say I'm at home, right, and you've seen this nice Roosters jersey. I would love to go thrifting with you.
Yeah.
And you send it to me, go, hey, brah, this looks like your size, looks pretty nice. Do you want it? How many minutes until you're like, fuck you, cunt, I gave you the chance before I reply?
I wouldn't say it's a hard time. It's just if I've left the shop, I'm not going back.
Okay.
Unless I really like you, and then...
But like you're not standing around waiting
No,
for
I'm just taking a photo, and then maybe I'll put it on my arm and just hold on to it.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing my own thing, and then if they come back to me...
And it's kind of, if fate brings you together, then it's meant to be.
Yeah, and if...
Okay.
I'm also a big believer in if someone doesn't respond to you within the first 5 minutes of you messaging them, they're ignoring you.
Yeah.
Because
everyone's on their phone,
Exactly. If
everyone's on their phone.
And like they've at least done the thing where like, I'll get back to them.
Yeah.
Like
100.
They're not, it's not necessarily rude, but I know that if they haven't responded right away,
rude.
well, yeah, I suppose maybe it is a little bit rude, but I know that it's not for them and I'll just keep moving. And also they don't really care. It's not like a...
Okay. And if you were do you have a Depop you'd like to plug here? Do you have clothes?
I've got one. It's not very active anymore, so it's probably not worth me plugging, as it's not really my job anymore. I used to do it more.
You've been consumed.
Yeah. No, now I'm a suit,
full-time salesman.
Yeah.
Well, you were a salesman before,
Yeah.
just in a different industry, I guess.
No, exactly. And then I worked in hospo before that. There's a little bit more background for you.
See, that's so, like, I respect you for working in hospital. When people are like, you got to work hospital at least once in your life. No, I don't, cunt.
No. I just think you have to have a shit job once in your life. That's my belief. Because I agree.
I agree with that.
Say that. I just think you have to have a shit job. Because if you don't have a shit job, then when you get a good job, you won't know.
You don't appreciate it.
Exactly. And I've met people that have what I would consider to be good jobs, and they're talking about it as if it's a shit job.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
And they've got nothing to compare
And I'm saying, cunt... excuse me. I'm saying, friend...
Cunt.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying, cunt, if you think that's a shit job, quit your good job and try and find a new job, and you'll realise how shit jobs actually can be.
Yeah. Yeah, I did an electrician apprenticeship for a bit, and God, it was just...
Not a sparky?
I was just not made for... I just wasn't made for it. And I gave it my best shot, and God, did I hate it.
Yeah, some people love that, though. Like, I've got a couple friends,
you got to be a bit sick in the head, I think.
They allegedly make a bit of money as well.
They do. Well, not when you're a first-year apprenticeship would buy cocaine and ketamine every weekend at that stage of my life. It wasn't really going down too well.
I think that's definitely the path that tends to lead to.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, but different strokes, different folks.
Last but not least, you're a tall cunt.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna
that's all right.
I think the quote is call a spade for a spade.
Yeah, yep.
You love your basketball.
I do love
Now,
my
notoriously, me and Will, we hate our basketball.
Yes.
I'm going to give you 30 seconds to defend your loved sport of basketball as to why maybe we should give it a chance.
Right. Am I defending it as like to get you to watch more, or to actually
why you think it's a great sport? Why do you find it such a great sport?
Well, I like it because I'm tall, so I
you can dominate.
So I'm good at it.
Yeah.
I've kind of got that natural ability at it, so I play basketball myself.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in that. I think you guys give it a bad rap, but it's like I actually almost don't want to defend it because I'm not to be like it's like too cool, but like I don't want to defend it because I also can see myself hating other sports and then like
Okay.
Nothing makes me like something less than someone telling me that I should like something.
And a bit desperate for it.
Yeah, it's like if someone shows you, like, I like you, but if you show me a song that you think I'm going to like, I'm probably going to inherently hate it.
Yes.
And then I might even listen to that same song 2 months later, not remembering that you've showed it to me. I might be like, fuck, this might be the best song. I might even go as far as to then show it to you and be like,
the disrespect.
Yeah, I might do that.
If I ever show you a song and you come back 2 months later, I'm going to be like, bruh.
I once, not to get too deep into the weeds, but with an ex-girlfriend of mine, I did that. I showed them a song. They didn't like it. About a month or two later, they then said to me, this song's amazing. You should listen to it. And I said, do you not remember me showing you that song? And it was one of those, I was very young, but it was one of those moments where like I just should not have said anything. It's like I don't win.
Yeah,
There's no win
here.
Yeah, but I was young.
You were never going to win.
And
that's why she's your ex, I believe, because of that.
Yeah. I mean, there were multiple other reasons, and none of them bad. She's a lovely person, but yeah, that's one of the reasons, I suppose.
The biggest reason. Well,
so either watch basketball or don't. I've done a terrible job of convincing you there, but
no, I'm not going to watch it.
No, that's
I'm not
fine.
going to watch it.
That's fine.
And it's not your fault. I just had no intention of ever watching it. But the one I did, thank you for letting me borrow your Celtics
Yeah,
jersey.
no, I thought that was good.
That was very nice of you. And thank you for joining me on the hot seat for Pat's round of rounds.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Now, unless anything unfortunate has happened recently, I believe you and Cody are both in relationships? Correct. So keep that to yourselves, people. They're in relationships. Don't go all fucked. Now, I'm going to call to the stand Willie. Thank you for coming on. It's a pleasure to have you, mate.
This is weird to be on the other side. I'm usually at the ones and twos.
You're only at the ones and twos. Well, that's what I'm going to say. As I've said with everyone else, give us a little rundown. What's your job here?
So I produce the We Mean Well podcast with Jarch and Lou.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking pisser.
Great podcast.
I sit here and watch you guys most times as well.
Yeah.
What else do I do here? Help with Hello Sport. And that's about it, really.
So you do a bit.
And sneeze.
Sneeze. Well, we love a good sneeze. And the double dab. Even better.
But yeah, that's kind of basically what I do.
So how long ago did you start?
Same as Cody, 6 months.
6 months. And before that, you were doing...
Delivering beers.
All right.
Willie's Brews.
Big lifestyle change.
Massive.
What are the biggest like, because you've gone from quite a physical labour job into a more office, but I wouldn't call this an office job, but you know what I mean? Like you're inside, you're sitting down. It's not like you're 9 to 5 where you got Cheryl, some cunt, up barking orders up your back, but like...
Oh, dude. Some of the people I had to deal with in the beer industry were the fucking worst.
Yeah, bad, right?
Oh.
So would you rather be offloading kegs or would you rather be here?
To be honest, I was a lot fitter when I was doing Willie's. Because I'd be at the gym in the morning and then shifting kegs.
Yeah.
Which is like 60 kilos.
Well, kegs are heavy, right?
Oh, bro.
Kegs are fucking heavy.
The back's better.
Yeah.
Or actually, not really, because I sit there for fucking 10 hours a day.
You should get a massage.
What? Is that after a poker drink?
You should get a massage. I'll give you a few good ones.
Yep. But you will.
Oh, no. I won't massage you. But
what?
I'll recommend some good massage places.
I think I want the first option.
Yeah, I can, dude. If you want me to
Strong
get
hands,
oil up and oil
thighs,
you up,
no
I can do
felonies.
that. I can fucking do that. Now, you so you worked in the beer industry, right? For a brewery,
Craft brewery called Willie's Brews.
and what they were big enough that they'd be able to distribute
He's a
beers to
mate of
other
mine.
people.
The guy who started it. So I'd hit him up for a while because I was in hospo.
Yeah.
And just like Cody, hospo, my God. Same thing. You just deal with fucking pricks. I remember there was sometimes, in Paddington especially, I was in Paddington, they'd get the horse racing crowd in. They'd fucking click at you.
Buddy, see, that's why I could never do it.
Buddy.
Yeah,
buddy,
and it's
can I
like,
get
hang on a...
It's like I'm serving a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you're like, oi, buddy, get over here.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just doing my job, cunt.
Yeah.
Like, you don't... I'm no different to you, fuckwit.
I made my way up to management though, which is fucking pretty good for that.
Yeah, so then you could click at your workers.
Then I can click back at them. I click back at the people. This one guy came in and we used to free pour because it looks better.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And we did it, and this guy was like, "That's not a fucking shot, mate." I'm like, "Dude, it is."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, it's fucking not." And he just kept going on to the point where he's like, "All right, fuck it, dude, we'll do it again." And we did it again. He's like, "Yeah, that's fucking right, boys. Suck it up."
No way.
And I just went, "Hold on a second, cunt." Did I say cunt?
Mate, you can say clitoris.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, Will was gobbling off a fucking dilly.
Will was gobbling a dilly.
So I just said, listen here, fuckface. If I see you with another drink tonight, you and your whole crowd are gone.
Yeah.
And he sat in the corner like a bitch.
Moping.
Just looking at me. And I was just like, don't fucking say that shit. Suck it up, buddy.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass.
Lick my knob.
Suck me off.
Suck me off.
Suck me
next
off.
station. Remember that? Suck me off next station.
He just says next day.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
I love how phrases start. They just progressively get shorter and shorter and shorter until it's just like a one-word throw-off, dude. It's the best. So, as we mentioned, everyone here right now is in relationships except you and I.
Except for me, yeah.
Except for you and I. Now, do you have like a type? Do you have when you go on a date? Do you have? Because I remember when we had Jarch in our podcast, he was saying before he's obviously married now or engaged. Engaged now. He would always go to Shady Pines, which is a bar, and and that was kind of his one date spot, right? Yeah. Now, when you go on a date, how do you go about the dating life as a single man?
I kind of prefer a coffee date.
Oh, that's huge!
Because it's a good way you can get out of it quite easily.
Yeah, okay.
And it's shorter.
Yeah, definitely.
Can kind of drag on.
Yeah.
And especially drinks, if somebody starts to get a little too comfortable or gets comfortable and say you're not vibing, then you have to come up with a way to then get the fuck out of there. But if everyone's like sober in that situation, a little bit more on edge, which kind of makes you get to see a little bit more of them. Yeah. Kind of on the spot.
You get to see their true selves as well.
Exactly. And if they end up to be super awkward, you can kind of get that early on. Because if somebody has a few drinks before and then gets a little bit of that Dutch courage, right, but then it turns out they're actually a really rigid individual and you cannot get... Because, I mean, you're going to spend most of the time to get sober, right? So if you end up finding out that person can't hold up a conversation when you're sober, then it's
that's huge. I've been on one breakfast date. Oh, it wasn't even. It was a coffee date. Yeah. I got a little hot chocolate and we went for a little walk around the park.
Which is great, dude, because there's an end.
It was good, and it actually dragged out quite long, so we were both obviously enjoying each other's company.
Yeah.
Well, I assumed she enjoyed mine. And...
bold assumption.
But it was a huge assumption. You know what? She blocked me after it, but that's fine.
So maybe she did.
We went on a few dates after. She was lovely. Right, yeah. But... I never really thought about it like that. I was just kind of like, she doesn't drink, I'm not a big drinker, so we'll just go for it. And this is when I was living with my housemate and we had a shared door, like our rooms, like we literally had a door conjoining our rooms. Yeah. So like we could hear everything, dude. And like, I mean, I could hear him pressing his PlayStation controllers and like he'd come out from a big night, he'd brought someone home. So like I didn't get much sleep and it got to like 5 a.m. and I was like, why are you awake? She's like, why are you awake? And I was like, let's just go for our first date. And we just went at like 5 in the morning for a walk and a coffee,
Which might be nice, right?
Which was nice, but I didn't really put in that thought of like, because generally when I used to drink, I'd have 5 drinks before my date, and then I'd go on the date, right? And then like I would be the man. You know what I mean? You walk in there and you're the fucking man.
Smooth, fucking.
So the coffee date, and what if it's going shit? How do you get out of it?
Oh well, I think that's the thing. If it is going shit, you guys are both like more of aware.
You both
of it.
know, yeah.
You know, so there's an
because you're not obliviously drunk, being like
right. So you're not missing social cues. You're picking up on all these things. So if it is going shit, you can then just go, well, look.
Let's just agree to part ways
here. Let's just bugger off. And it's always there is an end date or an end time, for a coffee date. It's not going to go for a few hours.
So you do it at weekends? You ever squeezing one in before you come into the office?
Nah, because we usually hear it like 8 in the morning.
Yeah, respect the grind.
But yeah, 10 hours a day. That's why dating's actually pretty hard right now, because 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Then I got to get home, walk the dog.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're kind of in Will Gibbs' court. You don't have much time, you know?
Yeah, but
poor old Will Gibbs. Well, he 30-second TikToks every day. He doesn't have time.
Like you're pissing yourself to him. I've travelled too much and he goes up to Brisbane and comes back.
We went to Brisbane for not even 24 hours.
And he can also set up a date in Brisbane. Right?
Yeah.
You can set up
dates. He can set up multiple dates, as a matter of fact.
I mean, look at Lulu. She's got a hot piece of ass from Melbourne.
Is he from Melbourne?
TDD. God, that guy's hot, dude.
He's a good-looking fella. I've seen him on Lou's TikToks, actually.
Thick arms.
Yeah. Well, it's a giveaway, thick arms. Thick arms and forearms, I think girls like. I've got none. Got none of the above.
He's an athlete.
Yeah, athletes tend to do well in this day and age, don't they?
They don't need to do anything.
They don't. They really don't. There's just something in their eyes.
Mesmerising. Have you ever seen Baz Lenker?
No.
Bailey Smith?
Bailey Smith. Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
And I think I've seen a video of him naked. and he's got some. You know what I mean? So this is my theory, right? Dude, I'll send it to you.
Cut this, bro.
It's no Drake, but it's solid.
Yeah.
This is what pisses me off in life, right? I love him. AFL player, doing well, extremely good looking, nice, seems pretty funny from what I've seen. He has to give him a small cock.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Give him something
Don't
to draw
fucking
back.
give him the cherry on top with a fucking knee slinger.
With a hang down.
Like, give the man, like, I can understand if someone's, you know, bit rough around the edges and maybe a little bit awkward, but he's got a fucking huge cock.
Yeah,
it's like he deserved that.
He deserves that hog.
But why does that guy deserve everything?
Any male models on the sign, I think, as well.
You know what I mean? It's just like, see, my theory before I saw that video was people like that have small penises.
It also kind of seems that you soap boys, my God, I feel like I haven't met a soap that hasn't got some...
Oh, soap. I thought you meant use soap when you wash your cock. And I was like, yeah, dude, I think that's a well-known thing. No, the Sopranos, yeah.
The Sopranos, dude. I feel like they're all just extremely talented. Now that you tell us that Kyle can sing, it's just like...
Yeah, it's like...
Fuck.
See, like Kyle, notoriously speaking, I would think has a small cock. But now I've seen Bailey Smith's, he doesn't have to.
That buttery
he could
voice,
be the
dude,
full
it doesn't
package.
surprise me that he can sing.
It doesn't. And it doesn't surprise me he's so humble about it.
Yeah, dude,
you know,
he's a humble dude.
We've played music on here. We've done everything. Not once has he done a little sing-along just to get our attention.
Because we make Lulu sing on the pod. We do Lulu's
I
karaoke.
have also seen one of those.
You got to get
Can
Kyle
she
to
sing?
do-
Can Lulu
No.
sing? Oh,
She doesn't even know the lyrics,
God,
right?
It sounds like Cher being choked out. Like, it's fucking horrific. But it's funny because I think she had a bit of that, like, only child energy when they first started doing the podcast, because she was like, oh, I'm really good at this. I'm really good at categories. I'm really good at singing.
Okay.
And then eventually all of these things came out, and it turns out she's actually really quite...
All false. All false accusations.
Oh, dude, the singing as well, like, it's tone deaf.
Yeah.
So tone deaf.
That's a
But
doozy.
it's turned out to be, like, every time we do Lulu's karaoke, we chop up the reels of it, and they smash.
They go well, right?
They smash, because everyone wants to see her not be good.
I also saw one with
Whipper?
Is that Whipper? Yeah, Whipper.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was ripping on Lou for the other one because she wore a leather jacket and kind of looked like she was in a garbage bag.
Oh, is that why he was in a garbage bag?
He put in a bunch of garbage bags. And
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Well, thank you for joining us on the hot seat.
for having me.
I would love to give We Meanwell a shout out, but they're like probably 100 times our size, so they don't need our shout out.
But we're gonna get you guys. We're gonna get you guys on the pod, and then vice versa.
Perfect.
So.
Well, yeah. Well, I assume they would come on. As you may have heard earlier, I said they're going to come on. I haven't even asked, but
Mate,
it's good to
studio,
get. It's good to get the. That's and especially if I say it on air.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something you can't say no now,
Say
mate.
no to that.
So thank you for joining us on the hot seat.
Thank you.
And it was great to have you.
Give me a massage,
Thank you, dude. Take me for coffee, and I'll give you a massage. Right, I think that's everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, a big round of applause for Tobler. Tobler also got quite the long walk from the back of the studio, so I'll drag the clap on.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for coming on, mate. Appreciate it.
Having me.
Tobler.
Patrick.
Now, a few things. I had obviously listened to Hello Sport before we joined the studio. So I knew Tobler. I knew of Tobler. I didn't know you. Now you, from the outsider looking in, I would describe you as the glue, maybe the rock
that's very
of the studio.
That's very kind.
Would you ever be so arrogant as to agree?
Yeah, if we weren't recording right now, I'd absolutely agree.
Agree, yeah.
So nothing gets done around here without me if we were recording.
Which
But
we're
we're
not.
not. So
No.
it takes a team.
Yeah.
It takes a team here, which it genuinely does. But
Of course,
I think having been here the longest, think like your jobs just stack up over time.
So you got what would be your main job? Or you don't is that they've stacked up so much you wouldn't even have a main job at the moment?
No, it's probably still producing Hello Sport.
Yeah.
And editing that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the jobs are so shared now amongst now that we've got Willie, Cody, even Jack and Kyle, like between About Even the Betting Show, Hello Sport, and We Mean Well, like we do try and divide and conquer as much as we can.
Yeah.
So it's all pretty shared, but I kind of oversee a bit of that, and then there's just a bunch of other jobs that have
So how long have you been
come
here
into my
for?
pocket. So about 2.5 years.
Okay. And is it pretty cool to see like the growth in I guess all shows?
Dude, it's sick. Like I was saying this because Felix is quite new, but I was saying to Cody and Willie, like this time a year ago, it was just Dee or Dave and I.
Yeah.
And Tom and Eddie. So there was like 4 of us in here, and now there's like 6 or 7, and plus now with you guys on any given day, there's so many more people.
There's shit going on.
There's always shit going on, and Tom and Eddie would be like busy, so it'd just be me and Dave hanging out. And now there's so many people here, it's a bit weird, and we're kind of running out of space. To be honest,
yeah,
slowly.
Well,
we're making it work. We're making it work.
Now, I feel like me and Will have a few different opinions to a lot of you, as I mentioned the basketball things like this. Now, you have a tattoo of Triple J, I believe.
Yeah, the Triple J logo.
Now, I'm not going to make you dack yourself on air, but there's a tattoo on his leg.
It's right. It's like where you'd keep your mobile phone.
Where you keep your phone, and what does it say? Triple J? Is it the logo?
It's just the logo.
All right,
like the drum with the.
Let's get the rundown of that.
Well,
is it just I'm a huge Triple J guy, or
essentially? I think I was about 21 years old. I was a huge Triple J guy at high school and at university. And big music guy as well. And it wasn't my first tattoo. My first tattoo was actually the Toblerone logo.
Yeah, okay.
Because my last name is Tobler. So I was like, I got that on schoolies.
That's great.
And then for the life of me, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to get the Triple J logo tattooed on me. I think that would be the coolest. I think that would be the coolest decision I can make right now as a 21-year-old.
Dude, say it with confidence. I got family tattooed on me, dude. Like you can fucking be proud about it.
Oh, I think I'd rather family.
There's no judgment here, dude. This wasn't a judgment piece.
No, it's just funny looking back. Like, to be honest, I completely forget about it.
Yeah.
Because it's on my leg. Like, I barely even notice it. Or I'll be like washing myself in the shower and be like, oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There's that huge drum logo from the National Youth Radio station.
All right.
And to be honest, I don't even fucking listen that much anymore. So like, I listen to podcast. I commute. I drive like probably 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
On most days, and rarely listen to the radio anymore. The last time I listened was when Will was on.
Yeah, Will was
doing
on
that
Triple
drive
J.
afternoon show, which was great. That was hilarious.
Well, I'm not going to slander Triple J because my dear friend Will was on the show, but I just tend to not like the music they play. It's a bit kind of like I feel now. To be fair, I haven't given it much of a chance, but like very Gang of Youthy kind of music. Would I be correct in saying that?
Well, I guess so. But there's such a massive mix, I reckon.
Is there? Okay. So maybe I'm just very pigeon-eyed.
Yeah. It depends. Like, there's certainly different trends, and obviously my finger isn't as on the pulse as it was when I made that life decision. But I think you can still get some bangers on there, for sure.
So how long have you been with your girlfriend?
Jenny and I have been together for 5.5 years.
So did you have the Triple J tattoo before you met her?
Yeah, I think I did.
So were there
Which was interesting.
Were there any words taken
night.
when maybe you... Look, I'm not going to go into detail, but it's your first time deciding to make love to one another and you drop your pants and there's a drum, a little drum with some... And Toblerone there. Is there anything... was there any chatter about it?
It's kind of a good test, I guess, if you're single and you have those kind of tattoos on your leg, because how their reaction is kind of will make or break the relationship. You don't have to ask any hard questions because they'll just look at these 2 stupid tattoos on your leg.
And it might say enough.
It might say enough. I think she just giggled, or I can't actually remember. It wasn't as consequential that it's like stuck with me forever.
Yeah.
But I think because at the time I still thought it was really cool. But she was like, oh, that's interesting. And then, we just kind of ignored it. But she's used to it now as well. Sometimes she'll forget and be like, I can't believe you have those tattoos on your leg. And I'm like, yeah. But I need to get a couple more. I've been planning to get more for years.
Same.
Just to kind of drown them out. But, can you give us any insight into, while Will's not here, obviously, like, don't tell us what your next tattoo is going to be. But can you give us any...
Yeah,
can you give us a hint,
I'm getting it Monday night. So I'll come into the studio Tuesday.
Oh, huge. Oh, my God, that's exciting.
Look, I put a lot of thought into it. It's something... Well, I wanted something along the lines of it for a while.
Yeah.
But not like this. But then I've decided that I want to do this now. So it's a similar... It's in the same category as what I wanted. But I've changed it to a different style and a different location. And I don't want to give too much away because I'm going to get his live reaction to it on the podcast. I don't think he's going to like it, if I'm honest.
Oh, really?
I don't think he's going to like it.
In the regards that he won't like it on you, or like he will just think it looks shit?
I think both.
Yeah.
I think a bit of both. I don't think he's going to be impressed with it.
He can be a harsh critic.
Oh, he's probably the harshest.
Which is one of his greatest qualities.
Yeah, he can be the harshest critic.
Straight up and down.
But I'm someone, again, like I've got, and the only reason I was asking about your tattoos because I've got shit tattoos too.
Mate, fucking oath.
I've got family on me. I've got my Facebook group chat tattooed on my thigh.
Hang on, the title of the group chat?
Yeah, BFTA, yep. I've got that tattooed on my thigh.
What does that stand for? Are you allowed to say?
Well, when a girl asks, I say it's be friendly to animals. Because you just seem like a fucking hero.
What guy?
You know what I mean? Like, what guy isn't friendly to animals? Like,
seriously, unless you're like a
are you
Jeffrey
disgusting?
Dahmer kind of guy. Like,
are you inhumane? So I don't eat meat, and I'm really friendly to animals. I'm not doing the carnivore diet. It's all a lie.
Oh, I've got another question about the carnivore diet after this. Sorry.
So there's a model called Samantha Rayner.
Samantha Rayner, sure.
And her Instagram used to be Sam from the area. And one of the boys is obsessed with her, like loved her for so long. So he changed our group chat as a joke to boys from the area instead of Sam from the area. So then we got BFTA tattooed on us. We had this massive night. It was like when we had a break in COVID and stuff opened up a bit in between one of the lockdowns. So we all went out together. We got pissed. Our mate just won like thousands on the pokies. He's like, I'll shout you all tattoos.
Oh, no way.
We'd all just gone to the strip club together. Like it was just like one big catch up, and then we all just got these tattoos. And it's so funny. But like I've got one from my school on there when we won the rugby premiership. Like I've just got shit tattoos, dude. Like,
but
so
the
I'm not
BFTA one's
fast.
good because it like reminds you of a sick night you had with your.
It was a
with
great
your
night,
mates.
but boys from the area sound so fucked. If you, it's like a wannabe gang or something. But like when you give the backstory, it's quite funny.
Yeah.
And I actually. This one time I'm not sure if I've said this on the podcast, but I went to a new therapist and she was asking about my tattoos, like getting to know me. She goes, oh, what's that one on your leg? And I couldn't be bothered explaining it. So I just said, oh, they're all my best friends, and I made up names. And I was like Ben, Fred, Tony and Anthony or something, or Toby and Anthony or something like that, right? And then she was like, so what do they all do? And I just bullshitted because I was like, this is fucked. So then the next week, I go back to therapy, and obviously she gets out a notebook. She's like, oh, how's Ben, Fred, Toby, and Anthony? And I'm like, fuck, I don't even remember what they did for work. Like, I've completely made it up. And I could see me talking and her looking at her papers, looking at me like, bruh, this is not adding up. Like, this is not what you said about them last week. And I just never went back.
God. Did you ever for once think that maybe they were your split personalities that have like come into the session to talk to the therapist? Like, oh, I just stopped. Maybe they are inside.
I never went back, dude. It was fucked.
You're in way too deep at that
I was way
point.
too deep. I was like, I'm not
way too
back,
deep.
But,
because I guess therapists, they lean on like that kind of icebreakery
she
stuff.
was just doing her job, really.
Connection.
She was doing a job, a good job, mind you, and I was just too idiotic to realise.
But like Bill, I thought Bill had just got some big promotion at work.
I said Bill was something.
Everyone was so excited.
It was shocking. It was awful, man. It was awful.
That's so good.
But it was good fun.
Oh, carnivore diet. So I've heard a lot about this.
Yeah.
And as someone who's engaged in like diet, like fad dieting before, I've heard that like you can lose a shitload of weight, but I hear that like you need to go to the bathroom really bad, really frequently.
See, I've heard a few of these things. Now, as I said, that is one of the things you're meant to lose a bunch of weight. And like I said, look, I wouldn't be mad if I lost a little bit of weight. But like I said, I'm tall, funny, and handsome, so I scrape by.
Gorgeous.
I scrape by. But that is meant to be one of the things. It's meant to, I don't have chronic pain or anything, but like heaps of people have reported they've had like chronic pain for years and like all these diseases that have like just been miraculously cured by doing it.
Hectic.
Which not that I'm aware of, I don't have anything like that, but like it'd be good. I don't know if it's good for you, know what I mean? I get bad sleep apnea, so that would be great to fix.
So how long have you been doing it now?
2 days. This is day 2. Okay. This is day 2.
How long do you think you'll go before you get sick of it?
I'm going to commit to 30 days.
Like,
well, I don't eat seafood, dude.
Well, no,
which is fucking annoying.
Or can you eat seafood on the carnivore
so you can eat seafood on it. So like imagine like one day you can throw some salmon and fucking shit in there.
Yeah.
I'm just stuck to meats, which isn't, I love meat. I eat meat every day anyway.
Yeah.
But it's I'm going to commit to 30 days.
No, that's good.
And really see how I feel.
Mate, it'd be crazy to see your progress. You should take some before and after pics.
I should.
Write down like all that shit, how you feel.
Yeah.
I know Jarchi did it for 2 weeks.
Did he do Carnivore,
He was just
did
eating like sausages and steak and shit for breakfast.
I might give him a message, yeah. Well, it's such a bizarre,
he was drinking as well, but I think he was just drinking straight spirits. But I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Jarchi would probably drink straight spirits anyway.
Yeah,
but something tells me he didn't mix anything up.
You know, fermenting tequila, running from the dinosaurs. But you never know. You never know.
All right, Tobler, 2 more things. What job do you think you would be doing if it wasn't this, but like completely different? So not like a producer for someone else or something. Like,
mate, I tell you what, I actually was talking about this with the boys the other day. Before I got this job at Hello Sport, I was in like a marketing job, hated it.
Yeah.
It was like, it just wasn't my thing. But then during COVID and shit, it was all pretty scat working from home. And I was just trying to apply for jobs left, right and centre. Luckily found this. But at one point I applied to be a beer brewer.
wow.
Because down on the northern beaches in Brookvale where I live, there's like a shitload of breweries.
Well, the Four Pines Brewery's sick.
And that's where I'd applied for. They were looking for like an apprentice beer brewer.
I could see you doing that.
I like beer.
Yeah.
I live off the road.
I can see you throwing in your headphones, bro, with some Triple J just brewing beer, dude. I can see that.
I'm not going to... If anything goes to shit here, if you're listening, Four Pines, please
Tobler own flavoured beer.
Yeah, dark chocolate stout or something.
Fuck with that.
That'd be good.
That'd be good.
But I don't think I realised what I was in for. I was very surface level. Like, I've heard they do like shift work overnights for like fortnights at a time. You're doing like 9 p.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, that'd be
because someone's got to be there brewing.
Yeah.
So maybe that. I don't know, dude, to be honest. I'll go with that because I applied for that job.
Yeah.
But I never heard back.
Well, everything happens for a reason.
Well, exactly. And now I'm here talking to you.
What a life.
So probably that, I'd say.
And now, last but not least, you put yourself in this position because you actually gave me this idea before we started the recording.
Yeah.
If you were standing in the middle and behind you is me with a rock hard penis.
Yep.
And in front of you is Will with a lubed up asshole.
Yep.
Are you moving backwards or forwards?
Yeah, you got to get out. You got to move out or in to get out.
Yeah, you got to get out. You got to get out, and you've got to move in or out.
Well, because when this first came up, we were joking that like we'd just do a bit of both and hang there for a while.
You'd fucking test the waters.
But if I was genuine, I got to go in Will.
Yeah,
I
would answer the same thing.
I got to go inside Will. Only because I don't know if I'd be able to handle what you've got going on below the belt there.
Well, look, I just think it's a little less gay to go in an arse than a cock in your ass.
It is, because as a straight person...
You can put your penis in a woman's ass.
You can.
Yeah.
If that is all consensual and you're both keen to do that.
Exactly right.
For sure.
So I just think...
That's why I think it's probably an easier question than you expect.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough one when it's like, would you go forward into your mum or backwards into...
Yeah.
That's when it gets a bit weird. I'm not going to make you answer that because I don't think I could answer that myself.
But if I'd asked you that question, what would you say to that? Just hypothetically.
Probably a little bit back and forwards as well.
Is that why you moved home, bro?
All right. That's enough. Thank you, Tobler, for joining the hot seat.
Thank you. Feel better soon, Will. Feel better soon.
Fuck you, Will, you coward. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was meeting the studio. I hope you liked it as much as I did because I had a really fun time in doing so. We might get onto some hotlines. I think we've been going for a while. Old P fucking Clitty's come in clutch with a solo podcast.
Yeah, that was huge. That was an enormous session.
What are we on? What?
An hour 10.
Wow, you cunts are in for a treat. And you've got the bean spillers after this. Holy cunt.
Right, are you ready for some hotlines?
Let's do it.
Hey guys. We're not going to get on it. Anyway. Kyle, please let us on it. Kyle, please let us on it.
Next, cancel them. Get them off.
Pat, suggestion for you, Maxton Hall on Amazon Prime. Would love to get your thoughts. It's more enemies to lovers rather than rom-com. Also, it's in German, so you need English subtitles.
Oh, no,
but anyways.
Skip. Don't listen.
Boys,
don't recommend a movie for me in another language. It's just, what's the point? I'm not going to watch it. Like, what the fuck is the point of that? Thank you, bro.
Boys, calling to agree that I think that AFL's fucking dog shit.
Yeah, AFL
it's just
is
not
shit.
controlled or measured like
Absolutely.
soccer or rugby or basketball, tennis, even, God forbid, fucking cricket.
Well,
but
I
it's
can get
like
around cricket. I like
seagulls going after a chip trying to watch AFL.
And when it's wet, they can't pick up the fucking ball.
Men playing on a
Just
fucking
pick it up,
field
mate.
the
Put
size of
sticky spray on your fucking hand and pick the
China. Like, you
ball
can't
up.
see shit. And the goal's 10 metres wide and like 50 metres high. And the cunts still miss it the whole game.
You know what? That's a great point. A lot of people
It's
are
so
missing
shit to
fucking
watch.
kicks in AFL who are getting paid
Absolute
enormous
bore.
amounts of
The only
money.
thing good about it is the crowd. But yeah.
Yep. Thank you, mate. I agree with you on that. 110. And I know Will would have too. It's here in spirit.
Pat, watch My Fault on Prime. It's absolutely fucked, but it seems so right. It's like romantic, but yeah, it shouldn't be. And also, you should really look into that Alex Warren situation because, like, his vows and his whole situation, it's absolutely sickening. But I want to.
Her voice is gorgeous.
Yeah, his parents did die, and just look at the vows. Thanks, bye.
Her voice. Did she have an accent?
You reckon that was gorgeous?
That was gorgeous, man.
I have no idea where
that was
from.
Stunning. I think maybe a little bit of English.
Yeah, or Irish, English, Scottish.
Patrick, we're going to go out for dinner tonight. Oh, dude. Holy shit. Patrick, come here. I want to suck your penis. That is an accent. You have a lovely voice. Thank you so much for calling and giving me a... Please.
Do you want to hear the start again?
I would love to.
Pat, watch My Fault on Prime. It's up. Pat, watch My Fault on Prime. It's absolutely fucked, but it seems so right.
It's just such a nice voice. I love your voice. Thank you so much for the recommendation.
Okay, a couple more hotlines?
Yeah, we'll go a couple more. Yeah.
Let's go. I made the distance. Bye, losers.
What did he say? What did he just say?
Let's go. I made the distance. Bye.
I made the distance.
I made the distance. Oh, because last episode we were cutting people off. What a funny cunt. That's really fucking funny, bro.
And he got played twice.
He got played twice. Fucking hell. What a genius, bro. Oh, my God.
I hope he calls up again.
What a funny cunt. Oh, shit, man.
Okay, couple more.
Two more.
I am so sick of you cunts not listening to the fucking hotline good questions. Why are you listening to the shit ones where people don't know how to speak properly or where girls are laughing to each other? Like, shut the fuck up. Just talk like a normal fucking human being. Okay, that was all. Love you. Bye.
I thought you were going to ask a question after you've complained that we don't listen to the questions. All right, we'll start because we do get a lot of hotlines now, so we'll start listening before the show and cutting them down to the good ones. But for now, it's a lucky dip, motherfucker.
All right, boys, let's get straight to it. What is the top 3 number of beers that should be consumed?
God,
I know it's like situational for like what event you're going to, but just in general.
Wait, so is that like how many beers you drink on a night out? Like what's the ideal number?
No, the top 3 brands.
All right, boys, let's get straight to it. What is the top 3 number of beers that should be consumed?
Number of
beers. Yeah, you're right.
I know it's like situational for like what event
it
you're going
is very
to.
situational, but if I was going to have a night out, I tend, like I said, I don't drink much, but I tend to stick to the beers, so it's less of a hangover when you mix your liquor. I'm not even slightly exaggerating. When I used to go out, I reckon I'd have close to 40 drinks.
Yeah. What about beers?
But now if I was just going to have a night out and have some beers, I reckon 15's a good amount.
40 drinks. Holy
Christ, I'm not even kidding, bro. One night I woke up and spent $800 on alcohol. Dude, I used to drink, because what I'd used to do, I'd go to the bar. This is what I'd do every time. I'd go to the bar, I'd have 2 shots, and then I'd have 2 drinks. And I'd scull one, and then I'd walk around with one. And then once that drink was done, I'd go back to the bar, I'd have 2 shots, I'd scull a drink, and I'd walk around.
So you would say... If you got asked that question a couple years ago, your answer would be 40.
Dude, one time I was in the hospital and the doctor's like, how much do you drink? And I was like,
40.
Because I went out the night before and I ended up in hospital. And he's like, how much did you drink last night? And I was like, I didn't want to tell him the truth. And I was like, oh, probably 20. He was like, are you serious? No wonder why you're in hospital. And I was like, fucking lucky I didn't tell you the real number, cunt. I swear to God. Maybe not. Maybe 40 standard. I don't know. Maybe that's a lot. Maybe 30.
I think, yeah.
Maybe 40 is ridiculous.
No, it's not. If you're drinking all day.
If I'm drinking like a full, like into the morning, like not bendering, but like until like 2, 3 a.m.
Yeah, you're having a crack.
You're having a fucking crack. But now I think maybe 10 to 15 beers maybe. Oh, now, I don't know. I don't really drink. I'll just have like
15 beers. You said that like it was such a casual.
I don't know. Like
just a light 10 to 15.
I think so. I think that's the number. Maybe, yeah. Like I said, I don't like to get real pissed because then I get too hungover. So maybe like, yeah, I don't know.
10 to 15.
Maybe 8. I don't know.
I can do 4 and then I start feeling sick of beers.
Really? Yeah, sick of beers, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's when it's hard. When you switch over to the liquor, it's like,
it's so easy.
That's when you start to getting real pissed. And it's great.
Great question, though. Wait,
that was a good question. Will would have hated that.
Yeah, what was the answer? What were you going to go with?
I'm going to go, let's say 8 beers. Let's be responsible.
Yeah.
But no one's drinking 8 beers if you're going for a night out. That's just ridiculous.
I reckon I'd say 6 beers and then like 12
vodkas,
drinks,
something.
Cocktails and vodkas. Yeah. That's for a great night.
Yeah, that's for
That'll get you there.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll get you there, all right. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well... Yeah. I'm trying to think of the last night I had a proper hit out. It was in Adelaide. Went to the zoo in Adelaide. And when I start drinking, I don't stop. So we fucking went out and I got paralytic. And then we come home and they've left a bottle of wine there as like a gift. So I'm just sitting there just like on the lounge drinking. Dude,
what colour wine?
White.
Oh.
White. And it was a ciggy in one hand, bottle of wine. Oh. God, it's such a good feeling when you're in the moment though.
I love a bottle of wine at the end of a night when it doesn't feel like the end, but like it's just that's all that's left, and you're like,
oh, dude, I went through a phase there when I would drink a bottle a night or 2 bottles a night. I just come home, dude. I just come home and I was living with Jackson, and me and Jackson would just be like, fuck it, we just walk to the bottle-o, get us some wine, bro. We just sit and watch a movie and just get paralytic. It was so fun. Good. It was so much fun. Holy fuck.
You know what I've started doing to pre sometimes? Sometimes I'll bring like 2 bottles of Shiraz and just going at pre.
Yeah. Because they get you paralytic.
Yeah. And like I feel like red's kind of easy to drink or something. Yeah. Like it's not as hard.
I haven't converted my taste buds to red, but people who like it say it's like
it doesn't even need to be cold.
Yeah.
Like
that's a great thing.
You just have it at room temp and it's just you can neck it.
Yeah.
But not a great wouldn't recommend doing it.
No.
But I'm just saying I enjoy it.
Look, if you're strapped for time, go ahead. Exactly. But drink responsibly. And all right, last one.
How much would I pay for Will's OnlyFans?
Mm-hmm.
Probably nothing. But more importantly, the Siri guy. Why has the Siri guy had so many goes at the hotline? You may as well call him a fucking co-host at this point. How many times have I called and done sweet little messages to say, thanks, boys, I love the pod. I called with an ick. I think this is my 5th go at the hotline. But no, Siri guy, man, may as well start paying him. Have a crack.
Fire up! Get angry! Sorry, we've been through this. We're going to start going through the hotlines now. Apologies. I'm glad you got on. Sorry if we didn't see your last cute messages. But now, let this be known. You've called it. Now, before in the past, if you didn't get on, you could get away with, maybe they just didn't listen. Have you know that we're going to listen to everyone. So if your message doesn't get on the podcast, it's because it was shit. So I just want you to know that now, guys. If you don't get on, it's shit. Thank you for joining us. I think this has been a really long episode. If you made it to the end, I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to be grateful. Listen, be kind to me in the Facebook group. It was my first solo podcast. Don't call me a larrikin and slander me. But if you liked it, give me feedback. But if you didn't like it, just don't say nothing at all, all right? Love you guys. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being a You Wouldn't Know. You guys are actually amazing. Bye. Mwah.